This is Chris from 2 USA, and I'm doing a review of 17 song MANSAE. And this is Wendy, my wife of 3 months. She's from the Philippines, and she edited the last video, so she's going to help me a little bit with editing. She's not a huge K-pop fan, but she likes some of it. We like the song Five Dolls. Do you love me? Even though they broke up and stuff, we love that one. I think that played during our wedding. Maybe another song, another K-pop song we played at the wedding. So this is my quick review of the 17 MANSAE song. So my daughter, who's 16, she does a good job of influencing me not just to do girl groups and stuff, because 2NE1's my favorite one. That's why the page is called 2NE1 USA, and I've had that for a long time. I have Instagram, where it's been keeping me updated with 17 on stuff going on with them. But Vernon, he's the easiest one to remember. My daughter says that he looks like some people say a young Leonardo DiCaprio from Titanic, and I can see it. I believe it. There's a younger guy in this group, the youngest one, and he's actually younger than my daughter, which is interesting. And she was telling me that the guy with the red hair is the guy that like writes and produces almost everything. He's a shorter guy. That guy looked confident. When I looked at that guy, I'm like, this guy knows what he's doing. Confident. He must be loving it because he created it, and then they're just putting the final touches on it, and then it's for us. Then my favorite guy is Mingyu, the guy with the purple hair. I think he looks great, looks confident. He looks like he could be a model, actor. He's got the look. So if you're asking me where my focus is Vernon, because he's half American. So I'm American, so I'm trying to figure out like what's going on with him. And Menu. Uh, I did see something saying that this looks like a copy of EXO, I think the Growl or something like that, and I definitely felt some of the EXO in it, but guess what? It doesn't matter because it was original enough that I felt it stood its own. But at the same time, I'm like, it looks a little EXO, but it's guy groups. I mean, I don't think that was bad. I think when they had the locker shots, like in the hallway with the lockers, I remember Vernon, and then they were doing this thing where they would separate and then go for it. That worked. I think that was part of the best. And Junhan, the guy with the long hair, that always throws me off because I watched music in the '80s, and you had Culture Club, so you had this guy with long hair, and then in the end, he shaves his. I mean, the actor. I mean, the singer, Boy George, shaves his hair, and then drugs and all that. Um, I think of the newest guy who had long hair, and then he cut it. So, if you from the Philippines, you got Charisse, the girl who had long hair and cut it. So it's kind of like I look at Junhan and I'm like, what's your story? Where's it going? And he looks like a girl, but God bless him. If that's what he wants. That's what he wants. But it'll be fun to watch what he does with the hair. Does he put it up? Does he cut it? And all that. It's interesting watching transformations. But it does make him stand out as probably the third. The rest all kind of just blend in together. Uh, I think of the 4-minute video where they had the names on the hats. These guys had the names on their suits. I like it. I mean, if we're going to learn who they are, that's one way that we can learn. So I like that part. I do think it's a great song. There was another guy group one I watched right before this. I'm trying to think who it was. And this one just was much better. It was Monster X. I watched first, then this one. this video it worked. The Monster X seems like they were just it's too chunky, too choppy. This one just flew. And a shot that I liked is like my degree is accounting and finance, so I like things like when they're all wearing the same outfit and with the suits and doing the dance. I like that because in my mind, accounting, you're trying to put things in order. So then when they're all in the suits, it's easier. It's easier on the mind. But then they had like a shot in a tennis court where they're wearing all the different clothes. So they're all like wearing different things. So if you go back to the video Girls' Generation, the boys one, I remember that they had all the different outfits, and I sat there and I said, I don't think this is gonna work. It's too much conflict. Like when they're all wearing the same thing, like that, the Girls' Generation with the construction site, they're all like wearing the same thing. It's easier on the mind. So, but when Girls' Generation, the boys, I thought it was gonna really throw them off, but people love that. So I think it worked well here that they had the suits, which appeases me, but then they have where they have all their unique styles, and that appeases the other users, viewers. And so I think they know what they're doing there. And then one last part to talk about it is if you want to make a successful video, who's mostly watching this? Teenage girls and teenage boys, but probably South Korean teenage girls is probably the number one people who are watching this. So when you make a video and if you have all guys, that's great. But I like when they put this little interaction with the couple girls in there in that video. I like that because it's some kind of story. And if I was a young kid watching it, not really into relationships, I'm watching every single move that's going on between them in watching the relationship. So I think the most important part of this whole video was one of the members goes up to the girls, and he's on his knees looking up at her, which is almost symbolic of a proposal, vulnerable, but because he's lowering himself below her and everything. So that's when you're going to a woman or a girl and you're given everything you have. And then what does she do? She takes her finger and pushes his head, which is like when he's like, I'm giving you everything. And then she pushes him. And it's just like, what? So it makes you think about relationships and stuff like that. So overall, great video, great song. Good messages of just dancing and interacting and stuff. I enjoyed it. So those are my thoughts. What are yours?